levels, little league level, pony level, where the catchers are shying away from the ball, number one, or number two, they're falling to their knees and not kicking their feet out, right? So when you're working the blocking drills, you try to keep it as fundamental as possible. And let me add something that I could try to do with all the coaching and coaching clinics, is try to separate out your fundamental skill development versus your body strength, speed, agility development. And don't make as few of the drills as possible game mode and random mode. Try to stick where the player knows what's going to happen, knows where the ball is going to be, and they can focus on one skill at a time. And then as you see that they're mastering that, then you can add 2 skills together, then 3 skills together. Then you can get more dynamic and get a little bit more game mode. And then finally at the end, you can add a little bit more randomness to it. If they can't do basic skill stuff, adding all the random game mode doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense, because all you're doing is they don't have the proper skill, the proper mechanics, proper technique, and all they're doing is they're practicing the same wrong thing over and over, right? So on all my drills, whether we do infield, we're doing hitting, whatever it is, I try to let my players know exactly where that ball is going to be. And we see this in the hitting: outside, inside, low and away, down and in, middle, up and away. Whatever it is, I'm putting the ball there for them to know so that they can have a certain technique on hitting, right? So same thing on catching. If we're going outside, tell them it's outside and put it there for them outside, right? Now, we don't have to like have a pitcher throwing or you pitcher throwing at them, but we're going to set up the drills and you're going to see what I'm talking about. This way, they can set up and they can execute what they need to over and over and over. As they execute that 10 for 10, 5 for 5, whatever the drill is, the confidence goes through the roof. And they do that round after round after round. Okay, same thing as I said for the pitching clinic. There's no need to do 25, 30, 40 pitch bullpens. Same thing with the catching. Keep things really short. Don't make it about conditioning. Make it about skill first and then add the conditioning in some other way. Plyometrics, sprint work, whatever it might be. So don't put them in a 30 pitch situation on their legs, blowing out their knees, just so that they can get better with all this other skill. Because what happens when the legs start to get tired? Your mechanics fail. You're right. No matter what you're doing, your mechanics are going to fail. And when the mechanics fail, you're going to start failing, have less and less success, and then the confidence is going to go down. Okay, so that's kind of the way that I build players through, is real short bursts, 4, 5, 10 reps, move on. Get some rest, come back, do it again. Come back, reset. Good, bad, or indifferent. Good, bad, or indifferent, whatever the happens in that round. If it's good, they get their praises. If it's bad, I'll tell them, hey, go back and think about it, reset, and then let's see what happens if they can adjust on their own. If they can't, then we'll stop and we'll have a chat about it. Okay, that's typically the way that I'll handle this. Okay, so let's talk about blocking here. You guys can come to this side for a little bit before we do. Okay, so let's go back to the 2 things that I see quite a bit, is when that ball's in the dirt, at the Little League level, Little Leaguers will try to glove that ball when it's in the dirt, or they shy away from it. If they're kind of good, they'll block it like this, and still try to glove it. Okay, if you're really good, you're going to have the proper technique where that hand's going to be behind, and you're going to be able to kick your feet out from under you, which is going to give you 2 advantages. It's going to be much quicker to kick your feet out, and it's going to force your chest and head to be on the ball versus shying away from it or gloving it. Okay, or when we're doing this, what's the tendency for our head and shoulders?
Go forward. Up.
Yeah, kind of up, so we kind of stay balanced, right? But if we kick out, now look at what I'm doing with my hands. Am I trying to catch the ball?
No.
What am I doing?
Trying to bring it to the ground.
Right? What I'm doing is I'm filling the hole. I'm stabbing the glove, so make sure that there's no way for the ball to get through, right? My hand is behind to protect my hand, and I'm using my shoulders and arms to block accordingly. So if the ball's slightly here and I'm off, I can use this, right? One way or the other, and yes, we're trying to funnel that ball back in. Okay, so one of the things we're going to work on here is being able to just kick our feet out. So we're going to start with our hand behind the glove, and we're going to stab the glove into the ground, keep the hand behind, boom. Look at my head, shoulders, my chest is down, so when I kick out, that forces the chest to come down, and when it hits, bam, it falls right here. So I can control the ball. Blocking is not just blocking, it's controlling it. Because you can block it and it ends up there, that runner's still getting to second base. That's no different than the ball getting passed to the backstop, because that's real short, right? No different. But if you can block it, and even better, I can put it right there, and if I'm really good, boom, no hands, I can gather and I can throw the runner out. So all that leg strength of being able to pop off of that is the body development. That's the conditioning aspect. Okay, so we're not going to go side to side. Let's do a few reps. Let's go with excuse me, all catchers. So let's set up. How many we got? 3, 6. We got 9, and we got 10.